ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big Borders welcome, please, for Ingrid Michaelson. Let's hear it.
Hi. So, live performance and being videotaped in front of lots of people under fluorescent lights. It's awesome. It's awesome for the nerves, right, Allie?
Yes.
This is Allie Moss joining me. Please give her a big hand.
Have you ever thought about what protects our hearts? Just a cage of rib bones and other various parts. So it's fairly simple to cut right through the mess and to stop the muscle that makes us confess. And we are so fragile, and our cracking bones make noise. We are just breakable girls and boys. And you fasten my seatbelt because it is the law. In your 2-ton death trap, well, I finally saw a piece of love in your face that bathed me in regret. Then you drove me to places I'll never forget. And we are so fragile, and our cracking bones make noise. We are just breakable girls and boys. And we are so fragile, and our cracking bones make noise. We are just breakable girls. Breakable girls. Breakable girls and boys.
This is a song that's not on my CD, which is here, but it's also, you can get it here. It's on the Grey's Anatomy soundtrack for season 3. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know. It managed to find its way to the season finale. So thankful for that. It's called Keep Breathing.
My
Thank you.
Well, we are absolutely thrilled to have Ingrid Michaelson with us today, whose new CD, Girls and Boys, is out in stores and doing really well. But the songs on the CD aren't new necessarily. You've been singing them for a long time.
Yeah, a few years, 2 years
2 years.
ish.
And you've been, you've actually become sort of the poster child for how to make it in music a new way. And I think there's a lot of musicians out there who are probably really curious to hear your story. But you're not signed by any major label.
Nope.
And your songs are, you made your songs available on MySpace. And one thing led to another, and now you find yourself touring and with a record that's moving up the charts and generating a lot of buzz and excitement. How did that happen?
I had my stuff on MySpace. I was doing maybe 1 or 2 shows a month in my hometown, New York City. And a licensing company contacted me and said, "We think your sound would be really great for TV and film." And I said, "Okay, that sounds like a plan."
How did they just stumbled across you on MySpace?
Yeah.
The power of the internet.
I know. And maybe a month or 2 months later, I got my first placement on Grey's Anatomy. And then it just sort of snowballed from there.
Yeah, you didn't start with just any old show. You started with maybe the biggest program
Scariest,
on television.
hugest, yeah.
That just
terrifying.
makes music.
Yeah.
And the first song was Breakable,
Yeah.
which is a perfect Grey's Anatomy song. I think
I
people
always
are
thought
beginning
so,
to
too.
understand, what that means.
Yes.
So they find Breakable. All of a sudden you're out there. Could people buy the song when they started to hear it on Grey's Anatomy?
Oh yeah,
Is
it's
it
on
available
iTunes.
right away?
Yeah, that's the great thing about TV and linked with unknown artists is that, so they use my song, somebody Googles the lyrics, and it goes right to my website, which links right to iTunes or whatever, Amazon or CD Baby. And so it's sort of this instant
Or Borders.
gratification. Or Borders.
Yeah, all those places.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at that point, all I had was iTunes and CD Baby. Those are the two things, because I hadn't really pushed. Didn't have distribution at that point. So it's just this sort of like, you see the song, you like the song, you find out what it is, you buy the song, like that, within a matter of minutes, really.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, the past few years, that's what's led to the rise of success of independent artists, is that just immediate, you can just buy it immediately. Whereas in the past, if you liked the song, you'd write the lyrics down, maybe you'd forget to see who it was, and just MySpace, iTunes, Google, internet, all of that is really...
Just finding the lyrics has become something that everybody knows. I mean, first of all of your songs are incredibly powerful in their own right. They have this sort of melancholic, almost sad sometimes, but still uplifting sort of component to them. And the lyrics themselves and the music themselves is powerful enough to grab people. You put powerful video behind it or powerful images behind it, and literally your song comes on and people will sit there and watch television, and I'm one of them. They'll be like, Google. What are the lyrics? These lyric sites are so highly trafficked now. People know how to find music after they see it.
It's great.
You just got to catch a little sliver, like about 5 or 6 words, and put a quote around them and find it in like seconds.
I know, it's insane. It's great though.
So your stuff, after you you hit Grey's Anatomy, you had that first big break with Breakable, but then the final show of the season, which is one of the most watched programs that they probably have, featured another one of your songs, Keep Breathing.
Yeah, that was a song that I had written actually 3 weeks before the finale aired, or maybe a month. I found out they wanted original music on their soundtrack, original meaning not located on any other disc, so nothing from my CD would work because it's already out there on my CD. They wanted something that they could kind of put out on their own. And so I wrote a song. It wasn't necessarily for them, but I kept them in mind, and I sent it out to them, and they liked it, and they used it as the season finale. It was mind-blowing. I couldn't, first of all, the fact that they used it at all, and then the fact that they put it at the end, and then they used it in the soundtrack. It's just like, it was too much for me to handle.
It's an embarrassment of riches for someone who's not going the traditional route with a big label.
Yeah, well, things like that allow you not to go to a major label right away.
Well, so the snowball keeps getting bigger as it rolls down the hill now. Now you're becoming incredibly well known. People are seeking you out on iTunes. They're finding your stuff. They're buying your stuff. They're licensing your stuff. And then you get the big commercial with Old Navy, which today, in today's musical world, translates into big break, big commercial.
Yeah, that was kind of unexpected. Somebody found me on MySpace again. MySpace
Different people, not connected?
Different people, but I mean, the only reason that I was found on MySpace for Old Navy was because of the steps I had taken with all the other placements. You know, I was at a certain level where I was heard by a lot of people, so somebody heard that song and and they contacted me on MySpace if I'd be interested in using my song as part of an Old Navy campaign for sweaters. And I thought about it because I knew I was going to get a little bit of flack from a lot of people that kind of wanted to keep me as their little like indie darling in their pocket. And if they saw me going, doing TV commercials, I got called a sellout by a few people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sort of thought about all that before I actually went ahead and said yes. And I thought, you know what? If it is, I didn't know it was going to be as large as it was, but I knew it would be good. I knew it would be a
And
good.
the song is The Way I Am, which is
yeah.
really catchy.
Right, exactly.
pop
I knew it
tune.
was catchy, and I knew if it was put in front of people, they would probably remember it and like it. And I knew that it would reach so many more people.
Well, this is an interesting thing. You mentioned the sellout element, and I saw your site. I'm looking at MySpace. I'm seeing your blog, and to me, it's ironic almost that a person who's unsigned and is taking this non-traditional route to fame, to stardom, to success in the music business, would question whether or not they've sold out. And you put it on your blog, I think, in a perfect way. I mean, is it selling out or is it succeeding?
Right.
And I guess that's a question I'd ask you.
Well, I think it's, for me, I think I'm succeeding. That's how I look at it. I think everybody has their own path. Everybody has to go their own way. And like I said before, I wouldn't be able to reach all the people that I'm reaching. It sounds cheesy, but it's true. I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for that. And I wouldn't be connecting with audiences all over the country in this amazing way that I'm all of a sudden having the pleasure to do. I've been performing for 20 people for 4 years now, and all of a sudden the past year, because of all these placements and this attention, I'm meeting all these new people, and I'm totally, when I say meeting, I don't mean individually shaking their hand. I mean singing for them and performing for them and having this sort of symbiotic relationship with them through performing. There's nothing else in the world like that. And that is all because of these placements in the commercial. And I think the selling out thing, a lot of people like to keep their music hidden. They like to be the first one to discover someone. And then when they become well known, it's like they're not special anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of where that kind of hurt comes from the fans. And I sort of understand that, but at the same time, there's a point where you have to let your baby bird fly,
Absolutely.
So I'm flying.
You are, and to me, it's like there's something not quite right with the music industry when you break through, you find a new way, and there's still concern. This is like the thing that I'm trying to grapple with and understand. Still concerned that maybe you did it wrong, or maybe this isn't right.
Well, there's always going to be people that think that. There's always going to be opposition to everything. So here we go. I'm going to start you off. Go clap, clap, clap. Good. Good. Watch me. Yeah, okay. We'll get it. We got it. Here we go. It's called The Way I Am. If you were falling, then I would catch you. If you need a light, I'd find a match. 'Cause I love the way you say good morning, and you take me the way I am. If you are chilly, here, take my sweater. If your head is aching, I'll make it better. 'Cause I love the way you call me baby, and you take me the way I am. We're almost there, almost there. I'll buy you Rogaine when you start losing all your hair, and sew on patches to all you tear. 'Cause I love you more than I could ever promise, and you take me the way I am. You take me the way I am. You take me the way I am. Thanks, you guys.
Ingrid Michaelson, ladies and gentlemen.
So now you're making it. You've got all this success. People know your music, and you're playing to many more people than you used to. But you're still resisting that temptation to take comfort in one of those big studios
I don't
or
see
labels.
it as comfort, really. I feel like where I am now is comfortable because I'm controlling just about everything.
Yeah.
It's when you give up control that I feel like you lose that comfort. If I ever do sign to a label, I want it to be a partnership. That's what I've always said. I don't want it to be like I'm seeking refuge in some bigger entity than myself.
Right.
It has to be two people, two things working together towards a common goal, you know? And I feel like the more power that I get, the easier that's going to be to find. So that's what I'm doing right now. And
So it means you do a lot of things on your own.
well, I have like all the components of a label. I work with a label called Original Signal. They get my album here and in all the other places, all the retail chains, and they do publicity for me. And I have my own manager. I have a licensing company. I have all of the sort of the parts of a label without actually having signed anything away to a label. And for now, it's working.
Yeah.
You know, so why mess with it? If things ever get too out of control and too big, then we'll look to merge with somebody and something. But for now.
So this thing about getting too big, so you're getting bigger. I mean, you keep moving up, but you seem to have still managed to kind of maintain that sort of grounded component that I think comes through in your music. It's very authentic. It's real, and it connects with people because it has that authenticity. So as you get bigger and as you start to see things that maybe you weren't able to see before, how do you stay grounded? How do you do it?
Because that's who you are is who you are. That's who you are inside. Your environment and things around you shouldn't really change who you are inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how anybody can really change.
Yeah. Well, you were
Fully.
raised in the arts. You were raised with music. I think I read that you were taking piano lessons and things from a really early age and studying, classical piano and other forms. Like, how did you get started? I mean, it sounds like your family sort of, you're just in your
Parents
genes.
made me.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good start.
They put me in piano lessons when I was 4, and vocal lessons when I was 9, and I took piano until I was like 15 or 16, and vocal all through college. So.
And you liked it though.
Not really. I kind of was forced to do it, but I mean, if I really didn't want to, I really didn't want to, and they made me. And then they said you can stop when you're 15 with piano lessons. And as soon as I was 15, I was like, done. But I kept doing vocal. I liked vocal. But I'm really, really thankful for them forcing me to do that now, because I wouldn't really be here if they hadn't done that.
Do you think your New York upbringing, your Staten Island upbringing, gave you access to some things that maybe you wouldn't have had otherwise, or do you think that this is just where you were going to find yourself in music?
No, I think this is just where I'd find myself. I can't imagine doing anything else or feeling so satisfied doing anything else.
So you sort of fit into a group of singer-songwriters that I sort of, in my own mind at least, sort of put together, and I was on your MySpace page and noticed they all seem to be your friends. People like Matt Nathanson and Carrie Brothers.
Simmons,
yeah.
Josh Radin,
Josh
Ali
Radin.
Moss.
Yeah, these are all
Who's Ali?
awesome singer-songwriters that we all love here at Borders as well. It's such a growing genre that seems to be connecting with so many more people. I don't know if it's all because of the Grey's Anatomy effect or some of these other things, but what do you attest the growth of singer-songwriters?
I don't know. Maybe people are just wanting to hear, really genuine, heartfelt music. And I think, honestly, MySpace has so much to do with it, because like you just said, you saw Matt and Ali and William and all these people on my site, and everybody sort of like has their little clique of friends, and so you click on my page, you click on somebody else's page, and it's sort of like this growing just family tree of singer-songwriters. And honestly, like a lot of people found me through my friend William's site at first. He was getting many more plays than I would, and I would get tons of people listening to me just through him.
What about this sort of mantle that you're now carrying of the alternative approach to music? I mean, there's others out there doing it, like you said, but there's a little bit of pressure on you now to sort of continue to forge forward, and people are watching you now to say, what are you going to do next?
I can't worry about what people want me to do. I've decided that can't be what carves out any decision I have to do. What I think is the best thing for me and what my team thinks is the best thing for me. And hopefully those that really care about the music and really care about me will stay true, you know, and stay true fans and not judge me for anything.
Well, you're doing something right.
I hope so.
Everybody here is absolutely thrilled to see you today. We thank you for coming.
Well, thank you.
And keep going.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It was great meeting you.
Thanks, you too.
I could write my name by the age of 3, and I don't need anyone to cut my meat for me. I'm a big girl now, see my big girl shoes. It'll take more than just a breeze to make me fall over, fall over, fall overboard, overboard, fall overboard, just so you can catch me. As strong as I seem to think I am, my distress and that all she comes out at night when the moon's filled up and your eyes are bright. Then I think I simply ought to fall over, fall over, fall overboard, overboard, fall overboard, just so you can catch me, so you can catch me. And I watch the ships go sailing by. If I play the girl, will you play the guy? And I never thought I'd be the type to fall, to fall, to fall, to fall, to fall. It's a fall over, fall over, fall overboard, overboard, fall overboard, just so you can catch me, you can catch me, you can catch. And I watch the ships go sailing by. If I be your girl, will you be my guy? And I never thought I'd be the type to fall, 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 to
Thank you.
Once I made a man all out of snow. and he just listened with a snowy ear. But when I came around the next day, my friend had gone and melted all away. I saw his eyes lying on the ground, and I made a sound that was something like crying. One day you will go away from this. One day you will know we're men of snow. We melt one day. And winters come, oh my love, the winters go. And time stacks up in piles like winter snow. And everything you love and hold so dear won't really matter when we disappear. One day you will go away from this. One day you will know we're men of snow. We melt one day. One day you will go away from this. One day you will know we're men of snow. We melt, you know, we're men of snow. We melt one day.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Borders. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. This is really sweet and really special. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Michaelson, and we're going to take a little walk and talk, and I'm going to talk about stuff that I like to listen to here at Borders. Well, I'm staring at two things that I wasn't even looking at before. Jeff Buckley, and Bush, 16 Stone. This album I was obsessed with when I was, I'm not going to tell you how old I was, because then you're going to know how old I am, but Gavin Rossdale, he's hot. Janatha Brooke, or Jonatha, I never know how to say it correctly. She, actually, I was introduced to her music in a band called The Story, which was, I don't even know, 15 years ago. And it was these two strong female voices with these intricate harmonies that would just weave on top of each other. And I feel like I write with a lot of those kind of harmonies in my head now, and a lot of it has to do with her. Fiona Apple was one of those artists that managed to get into the mainstream world doing not mainstream music. Somehow she managed that. This album, you can tell I like lady singer-songwriters. I should like them, I am one now. Come, let's go, let's walk and talk. Feist? Come on now. Everybody knows her from the iPod commercial, but she's much more than that. Here's a boy. Ben Folds 5. Whatever, never, amen. Look at my nail polish. Do you like that? Do you see that? Are you getting my nail polish? And my bitten nails? Yes. This movie, once, there's this one song on it, Falling Slowly. They sing in the movie and then it closes the movie over the credits, and it's just like, it like breaks your heart and it leaves you just totally wanting to get the soundtrack. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? I bought his a little bit more, a little bit more. I'm embarrassed to say that I only bought one track because I heard it on an iPod commercial. And it was good. Usually I buy the whole album, but sometimes I have fallen into the iTunes buying the single thing. Sorry. Oh my goodness. The magnetic fields, they really changed the way that I started writing. I became, they're completely fearless in what they do. Not to say that I'm completely fearless, but I'm definitely approaching an area where I feel like I can sing about almost anything. They can sing about anything, and it sounds awesome. This guy is like, sounds like Queen did a musical. His songs are just, they're so, some of them are just crazy. It's like this. This is what his music is like. It's colorful, and it's just bizarre, and doesn't quite make sense, but it totally does at the same time. That's an awesome album. The Shins, awesome. I can't quite understand what they're saying, but their melodies are so good, and the production is so good, but I don't know what they're saying half the time, and I can't understand it. But you know what? Sometimes that's all right. It's music, you know, music, you can feel it. You don't always have to know what they're saying. Sufjan Stevens. He is another huge influence in my music now. Some of his stuff is just heartbreakingly beautiful, so his voice is so amazing. This is my favorite album by him. Justin, you gotta love some Justin Timberlake. A little Justin in your life never hurt. This is, I think, a timeless record that everybody should know and everybody should listen to. Sublime. It's just, again, like really awesome lyrics, great mind behind all the songs, and a sad story. You know, he's not with us anymore, but we have something left behind, and it's pretty awesome and amazing. My advice to you is to try something different. Don't always stay in the same genre of music. Test your limits and see what else you can find, and come to Borders because they have so much stuff, and so much good stuff, and so much different stuff. Yeah, that's it. Take care. Bye. Yeah, Nicole,
Amazing performance.
Oh, thank you so much.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
You remind me of my sister.
Oh, she's stunningly beautiful and
She
sharp.
is. She's amazingly attractive.
I like you. Thank you.
We just love your stuff. Right, Tony?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for making it possible. Good stuff, Ingrid.
You just shut up.
I love your CD and everything since it came out. So it's amazing. So well done. Keep doing it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great set. It was really good.
I love it.
I love that.
Breakable, breakable.